Uh, okay. So, my name is Alan Jones. I am in the Flesh and Blood North America group on Facebook. I'm also the admin and owner of Cavdane Imports Flesh and Blood International on Facebook. Um, I'm planning a professional study that lists every store canceling orders and scalping Monarch. Um, this will be called The List. And I will post this and pin this at the top of my Cavdane Imports Flesh and Blood International on Facebook. And I'll pin it to the top of the page for everybody to reference in case they think that maybe something may be off with something. All right. Um, Yesterday, Fab Popal came out with a video with Alex G, essentially miniature market, uh, canceled 28 of Alex G's boxes and reduced him to a count of 12. And they blamed it on a glitch on their system. Um, there was no glitch in their system. They allowed people to order for about 4 months and didn't let Alex G know until the 11th hour that, hey, there was a glitch in our system. We're going to have to take these 28 boxes back. Um, that's a breach of contract. Um, so let's step back a second, right? So I'm planning this study that lists every store canceling orders and scalping Monarch. Now, will this hurt my future business relationships? Absolutely. Um, do I want to do business with any of these individuals? Absolutely not. And in this list, I'm going to provide evidence for each canceled order and then the relisting of the product. And I've taken hundreds of screenshots through the entire Monarch journey since December. So if you have any canceled orders that you think you have evidence of where they have canceled your order and then subsequently relisted it, you can send that to me at alanthekraken@gmail.com, and I'll do the work that you're too busy to do. I will go through each complaint, and I will let you know the best course of action that you should take. I am not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. However, I have done this plenty of times. You can call me Karen if you want. Um, so I have a history of doing these kind of studies. I did one for college where I found out a company was essentially um, bait and switching our students. It's so dumb. Um, this company had about 500 vending machines across 3 campuses, and we have about 50,000 students. So if you imagine these students, 50,000 students bought 2 drinks a day from these vending machines, let's just say, you're looking at 100,000. Um, yeah, about 100,000 bottles a day being sold. Um, so what this company did is they charged $1 for a soda. And then if you used a credit card, they charged an additional 25 cents, but they didn't disclose this on the machines. So if you use your card, you got charged $1.25. Wasn't disclosed on the machines. I ended up calling the company and letting the college know what was going on. I ended up doing this professional study, this kind of audit. I ended up taking a picture of every single machine across all the campuses. Um, I did the legwork. Immediately after I sent that study off to my college's president, the next day, those vending machines companies came out and put stickers on every single machine and notified people that there was an upcharge if you used a credit card. Um, so a lot of you may be like, oh, that's 25 cents a day or something like that for a student. Who cares, right? Well, if you got 100,000 drinks, that's $25,000 a day. That's being stolen from these kids, right? Um, so let's get back on track here. So I have a history of doing these. Um, I know a lot of you are too busy to kind of do this kind of research and stuff. But I'm here to tell you that pre-orders are a contract agreeing to a future sale. Um, Especially if you already pay, the sale is complete. You own that product, right? Company policies are not law, so do not believe what the stores and marketplaces tell you. Miniature Market told Alex G that it was a glitch. Uh, After 4 months of it being a glitch, that's kind of ridiculous to have accepted money for so long without noticing that you're getting orders of over 40, over 50 boxes, right? You would think that, hey, something's wrong here, and they should have corrected it much, much sooner if it was a glitch, but we all know it wasn't, right? Um, so I do plan to report this list and my findings directly to Legend Story Studios. Whatever they decide to use the information for is up to them, right? They know what they're doing. Um, After my study is concluded, I'm going to start the processes on doing consumer complaints through the proper channels and the proper legal agencies. And this includes up to class action lawsuits, and I will pay for a lawyer. I'm not asking you for money or collecting any information other than what's needed for this independent study. I sat back quietly, admittedly, and watched these sellers take advantage of the situation and the pandemic's devastation to profit with impunity. And I think now it's time for action. Too many people are getting cancellations now. Alex G was not the only one. I have about 6 or 7 complaints that have come into my email address already. I'm still going through them with a fine-tooth comb to make sure I'm not missing anything or overlooking something. Um, I am being objective, right? So I'm not immediately like, oh, this place is terrible, all right? So I am being objective. I'm looking at the evidence that's presented. Um, there's a couple things I'm looking for is a timeline. I'm looking for um, a screenshot of A, the receipt, B, the cancellation, and the time frame in between both. And then also, I'm looking to see if those stores relisted that product after canceling their orders. Um, and unfortunately, aside from Miniature Market, we're also seeing another store do this. Um, so, dudes and dudettes, I regret to inform the community of another bad egg. So please review the screenshots. Again, I am not a lawyer, but this is a clear example of a breach of contract, and you can review their website and see they're currently selling Monarch First Edition at a considerable markup, all right? So let's go ahead and look at this order, right? This gentleman sent me this. He wanted to remain anonymous, so I have removed his personal information from this email. This is Wayward City Games. If you look here, let me use my tool. He ordered in, oh, what is that? There we go. If you look here, he ordered tool. No, we're all scuffed now. All right. Tool. There we go. Wednesday, January 20th, 2021, he bought 4 boxes. 4 boxes of Flesh and Blood TCG Monarch First Edition. So now, let's look at the cancellation. We have here February 20th. February 20th, 2021. The same order was canceled. You can look at the order numbers. It's the same order number. They ended up canceling because we did not have enough stock to fulfill your order, and your payment has been refunded. This store sent back this gentleman's entire order and said, nope. So now, let's do this, right? Let's go back to Facebook. Um, so this Wayward's Games, they canceled his order, and then they said they're out of stock. This is their live website right now. This isn't a picture. Right there. Flesh and Blood Monarch Booster Box First Edition pre-order for $489.99. I can add it to my cart, and it's added to my cart. It is a product. All right. They were obviously not out of supply, so that was a blatant, misleading lie. There's a few contract doctrines. One is consideration and one is promissory estoppel. There's a couple learning videos that cover these topics in more detail. I don't think I'm equipped to talk about those, but it is something that you should definitely take a look at after you watch this video. I recommend that if this stuff happens to you, please seek professional legal advice. I think that we could get a landmark case, and that kind of sounds like I'm excited for it, but we could definitely get a landmark case and create case law against this type of predatory pre-ordering. And it's really up to the community and everybody who is a part of Flesh and Blood to stand up against these types of store owners, or these types of stores. So maybe it's not even the owner, maybe it's just bad management. Maybe it was an employee that was like, "Ooh, I could impress my boss or some kind." I don't know. I don't know the back end, to be honest. All right. This is just what's presented to me. It looks terrible. They lied to him in an email, and then they subsequently continued to sell the product that they took from him, because that's essentially theft. You bought the product, then you had 20,000 people show up and say, "Hey, I'll give you $500 for his box." Well, the store owner in this case said, "Okay," and that's an awful bad feeling. So over time, we're going to be adding these types of people to this list, and we're going to post it in Cavdane's Imports International on Facebook. So it's Cavdane's Imports Flesh and Blood International on Facebook. And you can join that group, and this list will be pinned at the top once it is completed. This list will go up. I haven't figured out if I'm going to do it 30 days after release or maybe even sooner. I am going to post every store on Cavdane's Imports Flesh and Blood International. I will post every instance of a bad egg, so you can definitely check out that group. But I won't have the list until 30 days after Monarch's release. The reason why is because I want to give these store owners, Miniature Market and Wayward City Games, the opportunity to reach out to these individuals and try to make it right. And if they do make it right, I will remove them from the list, and I will remove their post that highlights them. So that is my offer to them. And going forward, I think that the entire community should come together and come forward with these types of situations so that we as a group can navigate the waters of the market successfully. And that's ultimately the goal, is I want everybody to have a fun experience. I don't want anybody to feel bad playing Flesh and Blood. I want everybody to have a good time. My motto throughout Flesh and Blood has been to have fun. And it's very hard to have fun if you don't have cards. So this was a situation where the entire order was refunded. So this gentleman will not be getting cards, and that is very unfortunate. Um, if I happen to get some of my own first edition Monarch, um, I'm going to see what I can do to try to help this individual out with his collection. So that is what I can do, and I'll talk with him in private a little bit about that. But I definitely want people to have cards. I want people to play the game. Um, a little bit. I want to push back on Legend Story Studios a little bit, right? Um, this this mass ordering, right? So with Alex G's, right? He ordered 40 boxes, and his reasoning was is he wanted to pull the Fable. The Fable is about 1 in 40 boxes to get. Um, I think that that type or that diluted or not diluted, that's scarce. So that's scarce of a card of a chase card that everybody wants, is going to bring collectors and investors to the game. But it's also going to bring the bad stuff. It's going to bring situations like this. Um, I think that if they're going to continue with this model, they should keep the Monarch First Edition, keep the Fable 40 in Monarch First Edition, right? Keep it 1 in 40 boxes, but unlimited. Unlimited. Let's do one Fable every 10 boxes. Increase the increase the availability of the Fable so people can use it and play. I don't think it's going to affect the market too much. I think that a $200 Fable, if we did it that way, or even a $100 Fable, is reasonable for unlimited. I don't think unlimited Fables should be up in the $4 to $800 range. I don't think we should be there for an unlimited product. That said, if the unlimited product goes out of print, right, those cards are still going to have massive value. Those unlimited Fables will start to climb in price after unlimited is stopped printing for that set. But we don't have any clue if LSS is going to stop unlimited printing. They have not given us any clues or any hints that they plan to do so. I know that there's speculation that with Crucible War Unlimited coming up, that there may be a situation where they stop printing Welcome to Wraith Unlimited. So, in that scenario, we're all going to see these cards go up in value, even the Unlimited, right? Especially if this game keeps taking off the way it is. If you look at the market cap of, say, Flesh and Blood versus Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Flesh and Blood, or even Pokemon, right? So if you take a look at the market cap of Flesh and Blood versus Pokemon, Pokemon is massive, right? I would say that if you compared apples to oranges, Flesh and Blood is probably about 5% the size of Pokemon. And we have a large area to grow. So once this game grows, there's going to be more people looking for these cards. There's going to be more feel bads, and I don't want that. I think that unlimited Fables should be up to 1 every 10 boxes, and I think that's reasonable. I think that a lot of people will be upset with that suggestion, but I think that's what's right and what's fair. And the collectors are always going to go after first edition no matter what, so let them fight for the 1 in 40 Fable, the 1 in 40 box Fable, and I'll be one of them. I will. That's my take on this entire situation. I know it's kind of like a weird rant of sorts, but I think that a list like this is going to be necessary going forward. It's going to push back against the stores and make sure that they behave, make sure that they don't cancel orders, and make sure everybody has a good time. And if they don't, then we simply won't vote with our dollars at their store. And that's what I'm hearing from over 100 comments on my other post, and then I got 27 comments here since 4 hours ago. So there's a lot of community response to this, and I love it. I want the community to come together and start to heal from this situation. And I hope that I don't get any more complaints, but if you have a complaint and you have evidence, please send it to my email. It is AlanTheKraken@gmail.com. AlanTheKraken@gmail.com. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I hope this is a turning point for pre-orders. And I hope that these stores make it right. And they're given the opportunity right now. Please reach out to these individuals and make it right. Thanks, guys. Again, my motto here is to have fun, so please remember to have fun. Have a good day.